Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo! Have a very raucous crowd ready to welcome the players here for our grand final to crown the champion of Brazil in 2014. Remember, we have just one more stop after this in Cologne before the world final takes place in March in Katowice at the Spodek Arena. These two players have already qualified for that final, but we also have some qualifiers coming up in the week as well, so keep your eye out for those. For now, let's check back on the bracket and show you exactly how the two players made the grand final. As you can see, MC coming through the upper half of the bracket with some fantastic victories, not least of which against Jack G in the semi-finals. herO, he's had a clean sweep all the way through the bottom of the bracket, exactly the same way as he made his way here in Singapore as well. 3-0, 3-0. It's time now for the grand final for the Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo, which means introducing you to our two players. Our first player is a man who is the reigning Intel Extreme Masters champion from Singapore. His first international stop at the Intel Extreme Masters and a win. He comes here as his second consecutive final, the only man to do so in Intel Extreme Masters StarCraft history. He also has a record of 25 wins and 5 map defeats in 2 tournaments. Please make some noise for CJ enters herO. And he goes up against the man who is no stranger to finals, having already had 7 second places and 5 first places in international tournaments. He goes by the nickname of the Boss Toss. He is the man you all know as Iron Man now, and he's also going for his second Intel Extreme Masters Championship. Please make some noise for MC! The final is just moments away and the map vetoes are next. But first, let's go over to our commentary teams for the very last time this weekend in both Portuguese and in English. Enjoy the final, guys.
Thanks very much, Paul. Welcome to the desk as we now gear up for a pretty impressive finals. One of these men will walk away with a 2-time Intel Extreme Masters Championship under their belt. It's the first time it's ever happened in Intel Extreme Masters for StarCraft 2. And what better way to make it happen?
And not just that, a bit of money as well. $10,000 for our first player here, 750 WCS points. Those points are so important. We're early in the year, and in the end, this could make a huge difference. Well, I guess these players anyway, they're going to be big favorites later on in the year to keep on scoring points and qualify for the yearly finals. But yeah, always nice to start the year off with a win here.
Certainly, especially since it gives you that leg up so quickly in the WCS system. But now we have a best of 7 ahead of us. No map vetoes, just straight to decisions as to see which maps we're going to play. And it's all down to personal preference here in PvP. And Habitation Station will be #1.
Oh, interesting PvP map. Remember before we saw some game on it, and I talked about the way the Mothership Core can be sent across the map very, very quickly to try and get a good scout. But in the end, both players actually did it, and it was very important the way they go about and handling that. I think it was in one of MC's game too, and in the end, he won that game quite convincingly. It might have been against A-Bomb. I do think it was against A-Bomb. So Yonsu second map, Polo Knight third map. These maps, they feel very, very standard right now. They've been in map pool for some time, and a lot of players, they really got used to them. Everyone knows the timing very well on those maps, so that's going to be very interesting to see how the experience of both of these players come into play on maps that have been for that long. Into the map of Daedalus Point, big question mark on this map. Personally, I think a lot of players remove it in general because it's very hard against Zerg in particular, so they don't get to play it on ladder. But these players, they're actually not afraid. They even think it's good. MC said it's a very good map versus Terran. So now in a mirror match, they're going to be playing it. And both of them, they showed some very good blink all-in on it. Do we see blink all-in versus blink all-in on Daedalus?
We may do. May do. Ultra Zoom Stronghold was 6th during all of this. I love watching PvP on that map because it can just get absolutely crazy and wacky.
You just love that map. Let's just leave it at that.
For PvP, yes. Actually, you know, it kind of has grown on me a little bit. I do like seeing some crazy games though, because it just produces crazy games. That's why I like Ultrazine Stronghold. But now, guys, we're going to be getting into this very soon. CJ Entersys herO has only dropped one series during the past 2 Intel Extreme Masters, to Pult during this tournament. Aside from that, not many losses there for him. And then meanwhile, we have the boss toss, MC, a player that has stood the test of time through StarCraft 2 and been so on point, so on form that, I mean, the funny thing is that MC is playing against herO here in a grand final, and then not like a week away, he's going to be playing against another herO.
In another grand finals and in another best of 7.
What on earth is going on, man?
Yeah,
he
MC.
only plays heroes.
The heroes are doing well, but so is MC. 2 finals.
Yeah.
Within no time difference here. He's in the best. He might be in the best shape he's ever been in.
Yeah.
And I know this might sound like I'm trying to hype the match, but if you look at it that way, StarCraft 2 has never been this competitive. Everybody's playing a lot. Now the Kespa players are playing the game. We are not back in the old days, the GSL days, where he won a couple of them when there was a lot less competition than now. This is the most competitive StarCraft's ever been. Now, back-to-back finals in big tournaments with a lot of world-class players.
Exactly.
This guy is no joke. He's here to make more money. He's already the most successful StarCraft 2 player. I mean, there is.
He beat Innovation in the tournament. Next week that he's going to be playing against the other herO in the semis. And the thing is that MC never lost relevancy in StarCraft 2. He hasn't won a proper tournament, a proper Premier tournament for like years, something like years. And now he is sat in a grand final. He's going to be in another grand final coming up. And he wants, I mean, he has his position now in Katowice. So MC is always on form, always on point. And don't forget also, we have Intel Extreme Masters Cologne only a week away from this. Yeah. The StarCraft never stops, Todd. It never stops.
Thank God it never does.
I would be pretty bored, actually, if it did.
What would my life be like without StarCraft?
I know, crazy stuff to think about.
MC here going up against herO, this is a clash of styles as well. Both players can play very aggressively, and herO, his biggest strength has been reading into what his opponent is doing and adapting to it. Whereas MC, he likes to lead what happens in the game a lot. He's very good at reading the game as well, but probably not as good as herO. herO, his biggest strength, reading the game. Second biggest strength, execution. MC, probably execution as first. So if it comes down to that, and they have a lot of micro fights, they have similar armies, I might give a slight edge to herO. So we'll see what players choose to open with. We are going to be on Habitation Station first here.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see something like a very quick Mothership port to try and get a scout, and MC again opening with the one gateway that we saw him do before on that map.
Well, here we go, Todd. The countdown's begun. We're getting into game number 1 of the grand final. This man has dominated the past 2 Intel Extreme Masters. And now the boss toss has been sent to dethrone him here in the grand final. This best of 7 determines, look at that stare. He wants this so badly. He wants back-to-back championships. Let's get into it as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner as our blue Protoss. He is MC. And up to the top right-hand corner, we have our red Protoss representing CJ Entersys. He is herO.
herO already winning the previous Intel Extreme Masters event in Singapore. He faced a Protoss in the grand finals, and even though he won that convincingly, he lost the first 2 maps. Here against MC, this might be very unforgiving to do the same, so he's gonna have to start with a win here if he wants to have a serious shot at winning this, and he's gonna have to play his very best from the start. He's shown before that he's very good in the matchup, but maybe a little bit less convincing in PvP, I would say, than a MC who's really performing better than he's ever been right now.
Yeah.
So herO, I actually haven't seen him play any PvP, I think, since he last played in Singapore. I'm curious to see if he opens with 1 gate or 2 gates. And most of all, how does he try to scout? Because as much as versus Terran he had observers, versus TLO he had and Zerg in general, he has hallucinated phoenixes. In PvP here, he's not going to have much to work with. I guess on this map, the Mothership core early on, but then later, getting a sentry first can put yourself behind in tech, because it's going to cost a lot of gas. So even though you get a great scout early on, You don't want to fall behind in tech against somebody like MC. So I'm curious to see how he's going to try to scout in PvP.
Well, I mean, for herO, that previous grand final in Singapore was, you know, the first 2 maps, he fell to San. San found a way to defeat him, but then herO with absolutely amazing recovery. The interesting thing is, during the round of 8s and round of 4s, during both tournaments, herO didn't drop a single map. Not a single map. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. So now, MC here, looking to upset the balance for herO on Habitation Station, and we've got a long way to go. At best of 7, anything could happen.
Yeah, and herO actually is going to be a little bit behind MC on minerals here because he's the only player that scouts, so at least he gets the information. And MC is also doing 2+3 here for a long time before finally starting doing 3+3, whereas herO, he did 3+3 as soon as possible. Because of that, he had only 10 probes on the minerals. So he's going to be a few minerals behind against his opponent, and that's why MC gets a Zealot, just because of that, I guess, which I don't think he's going to cancel it, even though it's still possible. With the way he's made it, you see it finishes at the same time as the same. Oh, Chrono Boost!
Yeah.
He's going to go for the same opponent that did it against A-Bomb.
Exactly.
And herO gets the scout, though, so A-Bomb, it was not the case for him.
Yeah, we saw A-Bomb have 2 gateways down and not really be able to hold on to this, but herO has gone for a Stargate here. Is he going to go for like a quick Phoenix and try and shut down things?
He has to know there is a Zealot headed for his base, a Mothership Core and a Stalker as well. I'm surprised he hasn't started Mothership Core just yet, and he's going to be supply blocked. What?
This is going to be a little bit scary here for him. He's getting the pylon up and running, but he has to deal with this. He has no units.
I know that so many times I overreacted, and in the end, the attacks ended up not doing much. But in this case, this looks so scary right now. herO's going to start doing some work on that Zealot, but a Stalker is going to follow this, and a Mothership Core very, very quickly. herO starts with very quick Phoenix.
Yeah.
Actually, the Mothership Core diverted its course here for a second. He's going to reach the base a little bit later than he should have.
But I think the Phoenix is a great choice, right? Against the Mothership Core, it pushes it away really nicely. That's what I was saying before. So he's adding on his second gateway. He's going to have 2 Stalkers against this, and MC's units elsewhere aren't going to reinforce that quickly. That Phoenix now goes to work on the Mothership Core, and it does add limited time here. The Time Warp will land and slow down that Stalker, but there's already 2 Stalkers out. He could actually trade very efficiently here.
Oh, it's very good surround. Oh, that Stalker doesn't get away.
Oh, he could have actually picked up that Stalker and made sure that his Stalker would have survived, but in the end, he's lost, what, 2 workers?
Yeah, MC only killing 2 workers, but he lost his Mothership Core. This is quite a disaster. Those Phoenixes are going to have to come back and pick up another Stalker. This is a disaster of a start. I really thought this was going to be good for MC, but in the end, that quick Phoenix being chrono boosted out for herO going to be enough. He didn't overreact.
Uh-oh.
He was supply blocked for some time, but now having 2 Phoenixes?
It's boss units time though.
Oh my
MC,
God.
those 3 gateways just warped in for warp tech, and now he has a pylon right on his opponent's natural. But herO at the same time has a pylon on the left-hand side as well.
And he's going to see exactly what he's up against now. He should be going back home with those Phoenixes. He still picks up some of those probes and kills them. What is going on? Both players, they are getting into each other's face so early on in this game.
Yeah, he's going to lose one of those Stalkers. He needs the lifts for those Phoenix to clean this up, because right now he only has the 2 gateways worth of production. Needs to negate some of the firepower here as quickly as possible. Even probes come off the line. herO knows he's in a little bit of trouble. One of the Stalkers will get lifted, and MC gets pushed away for now.
This is some of the highest level PvP I've ever seen. The execution from both players has been insane. MC with the great reaction to the initial rush failing with the follow-up. herO has to be careful here. Not that much energy on his Phoenixes and way too many Stalkers for him to deal with them right now.
Unit count 6 Stalkers, 1 gets picked up, as does the second though. The probes helping out, but good focus fire here from Minchul, who brings down yet another Stalker. But at the same time, the lift here for herO. Oh, and the force field! He seals 3 of those Stalkers in, they can't retreat out! This is brilliant for herO, as he's down in terms of workers.
Yeah. So MC has done some great economic damage, but herO has reached a point here where he can defend at home with just his gateway units, and he might fly across the map and basically wreck the base of MC with a lot of good pickups. Actually, he flies back. He realized that Blink might be almost finished, so he wants to reduce that Stalker count a little bit more. And Blink's not finished.
Picks up another Stalker, brings that down. He's also focus firing one on the right-hand side. Blink is not done. These Stalkers are so isolated. 3 Stalkers, 3 units for
20
herO.
seconds.
But at the same time, those Zealots are there as well, working away at this composition.
Well, Blink's gonna finish very soon, and we have 0 Stalkers out on the map right now for MC. herO has still a lot of units out alive. He's gonna fly across the map with his Phoenixes, and MC's in a world of trouble. He gets 3 new Stalkers, but he's been held, and actually no, herO has to fly back one more time.
That 3 Zealot, 3 Stalker composition there for MC was a little bit too much for him to deal with without those Phoenix, so he brings them back. He's looking to clean it up. It's so close in terms of armies being traded here, blow for blow, but at the same time, MC still has the superior economy for quite a while, and any trades he takes are always going to favor him, but the Phoenix are not being dealt with, Todd.
Yeah, the Stalkers being walked in right next to the units of herO here. This is actually still very even, but with those 4 Phoenix being alive and not dying anytime soon because there is no critical mass of Stalkers, I think herO has done it here in this first game. The execution of MC not enough for the read of herO, even though this was a very late read onto what was MC doing.
Well, we still have another pylon over the left here for herO. If he wants to warp in a Zealot or 2 to try and catch some of these units, then he could do. He kills off the pylon, he kills another Stalker, and now MC has to defend against the Phoenix. He's trying to get his Militia Corps out. He doesn't even have Photon Overcharge to push away these Phoenix.
Yeah, and I think at this point MC is just going to desperately make as many Stalkers as he can and try and hold on to this game. But herO, man, even though he doesn't have a very good probe count, he definitely needs to work on this a little bit more. He actually didn't produce probes during all this, so even though he gained a nice lead with this, MC is still ahead on the worker count with 24 to 20, which is a big deal at this point in the game. We do see a Robo go down. I think herO realizes that when you're behind, a lot of the time you're going to be seeing a Dark Shrine, and he does not want to risk the game on that. Sadly for him, there is no Dark Shrine. He could be getting Immortals, which would help against Blink Stalkers. The tricky part is going to be scouting against those Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, he really can't get in against with those Phoenix there. So, unfortunately for him, he'll have to move one away. The Blink Stalkers try and pursue, actually, and only weaken the shields. That gives herO a little bit of a chance to actually dive in here and have a look around with 1 Phoenix. So, really good use there by herO.
Boss units, man. They do the job. And this is such a high-level PvP that I'm really having a hard time picturing exactly what's going on. I thought for a second here that herO, he had secured himself the game. He had one right there and then that MC was going to leave, but no, MC stabilizes once more. He's getting a ton of Stalkers out right now. He still has a slight walk. Actually, no, herO has just caught up on the walkers. Oh, he's going to lose some probe there.
Loses, well, a few in total, so not too bad there.
Yeah. MC was supply blocked here for a second. He has no detection, no robo on the way, still assembling as many Stalkers as he can right now. And I think herO realizes just that with the probe he has behind the middle line. At this point in the game, information is very important. Nice pick up on that sentry here. And you know, right now, if herO didn't have that probe behind the middle line, I guess he would still have the Phoenixes, but it's very tricky to scout with the Phoenixes, as you see. He could just assume that MC has an expansion, go for his own expansion, and possibly die from there. But because he knows, he's not going to go for an expansion. He's going to get Immortals, he's going to get a Void Ray, and he's going to be super safe against what MC has right now.
Exactly. Blink Stalkers have such a hard time against that composition. Once again, the Phoenix going in for the harass. They did kill off a few more workers, but now the Blink Stalkers looking for the harassment in themselves. They actually blink on forwards to that Immortal, but they're taking a lot of damage. They're sighting Photon Overcharge as well, and now they're sealed in. Blink has only just come off cooldown, so he will be able to get out, but that second Immortal popping, herO will hold.
What a sick micro here by herO, and Reed once more being exactly in position, starting the Guardian Shield on time. He's going to snipe a lot of SCVs, a lot of probes. He's catching up on the worker killed. He's killed 10 more, where the MC had killed 8 early on.
Oh, there we go. GG. herO takes game number 1. He's happy, as he does take a small lead in this best of 7, but it is far from over, Todd.
I'd be pretty happy too if I won a game like this, but
it was crazy.
This was insane. Such an insane hold. herO a little bit hesitant at times because I guess he didn't know how much MC was committing to this aggression early on. So a few times we saw him try and fly back to the base of MC thinking he was going to go into defensive mode, but MC no. He was getting the boss units. He wanted to put more pressure on. You know, he was committed to more aggression, and every time herO read right into this. He came back with the Phoenixes, he picked up the Stalkers, he sniped them, and in the end, the hold was good enough for him to have 4 Phoenixes against just not many Stalkers being out on the map. At some point, the count was 0 by the time Blink finished, which is usually not a very good scenario.
Nope, not at all. So Mr. MC not able to use one of his favorite upgrades in Blink there, not properly at the very beginning at least, as now we get into game number 2 very, very soon. So herO takes the 1-0 lead. A lot of people going into this tournament seeing how strong he was in Singapore predicted herO to do very well here, if not take his 2nd tournament victory at Intel Extreme Masters back-to-back. If he can do this, that is such an astounding achievement here for herO, but the boss toss isn't going to give it up that easily.
Yeah, definitely. And even though herO had a nice hold there and a nice win, MC showed a lot of good things. Again, his control was good. I like the way that he tried for that build that he's been successful with before, but herO was just a little bit too good for MC this time. He's gonna have to try harder and better if he wants to be able to take out this man.
And these kinds of plays that we see from MC in PvP, 9 times out of 10, they kill foreign Protoss. Yes. We've seen it during WCS. We saw it during this tournament as well. His 3 gateway aggression is so strong.
I think it's a lot more than 9 times out of 10. It's like he would lose one game in hundreds. And that was the one game here versus herO when he did this.
It shows how good a level herO has in terms of PvP, but also how good MC as well. So this is really a clash of titans in the final for this final Protoss versus Protoss. And our next map here, Todd, will be Yonsu.
Oh, big fan of Yonsu here. Both of these players definitely have a lot of experience. This might be one of the most played maps, I feel, right now in the map pool. Before, maybe it used to be Belcher, but now maybe switch over to Yonsu. So these players having a ton of experience, in particular against other races, because usually you don't play all that many Protosses versus Protoss in tournaments. We see herO, he hasn't played any in this tournament. MC has had to play just one. So here going into this match, it's going to be very important to try and stick to their own style. MC, I think we might see the 2 gateway with a 3rd gateway with some light pressure and a lot of stalkers, as always. herO will probably try to hold that and maybe throw down some kind of tech, either Twilight or Stargate, or we could actually see herO try and counter MC early on with his own style in this game. Double gateway plus a 3rd gateway. But then again, we've seen herO open with just 1 gateway and hold the sickest of rushes in previous games. So this guy, man, if there is anybody who can do something different and pull it off, that's him.
Incredible, incredible play here in game number 1. Let's get into game number 2, as we have now these 2 players facing off against one another. Spawning up to the top right-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss. Ladies and gentlemen, it's MC. Down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Protoss, currently 1 game up. Can the boss toss stop him? It's herO.
All right, I can't wait to see the building placement from these players, and in particular, if they open with 1 gate or 2, not going to have any proxy. In these high-level games these days, nobody ever tries, I feel.
No, not. I mean, so for a long time there was that whole cannon rush debacle that happened on this map. We rarely see it nowadays.
Everyone seems to know, and I've learned how to counter now.
Exactly.
I did try proxy on this map actually against MC at Story Cup. Didn't go so well for me.
No? Oh, sorry, man. But
it's okay, I won the 2 other maps.
Oh, now that you bring MC up, the interesting thing about MC is, because he hasn't won a tournament for so long, he's actually had a lot of really high finishes. And he's placed 2nd twice in WCS Europe. And imagine if he were to place 2nd here, and then 2nd next week as well. We could see a trend forming there. He's always relevant, as we said before, but...
MC becoming a Kong, possibly?
Don't
say that to him, man.
Yeah, he would actually break me, I think, if I said this to him. But as you can see, herO being wary, making sure that he's not getting cannon rushed, as does MC.
MC as well, being very careful. Started his 2nd gas a little bit later than herO's. Should be fine. Let's see, is he going to go for a scout or just go back to his main? Yeah, it does look like both players actually going to go for a scout on this map. Interesting.
Well, they get over there pretty quickly, so they don't lose a huge amount of mining time in comparison to something like Frost, for example. So, and they will pass one another.
Absolute mirror right now from both of these players, except MC started his score on a 17 instead of 18. So he's actually, I'm not even sure it was quicker. herO did a better job of mineral tricks and saturating his minerals, I feel.
All right, well.
2+2 for both players even.
Yeah, looks like that. And we have 3 in 1 now for MC, so he did just put into there, and he probably will go into the next one as well very soon. But MC, for now, you know, everything that MC's doing has been revealed. herO will scoot over a little bit, see that 2nd gateway, but also herO has his 2nd gateway going as well, and MC sees that. So
herO has to know that MC is very fond of those 3 gateway pressure with 3 stalkers and a mothership core. What does he go for? Does he think he goes for a 3rd gateway, or does he take to something?
You mean herO?
Yeah.
I think he may go for tech, because I mean, after seeing the way in which he held off the previous game, that really does show just such formidable play out of herO. Let's see if he can sneak it in.
All right, herO on 26 supply, a little bit earlier than MC here. MC with a bit of a late 2nd gate. compared to his opponents, but not that much later. And Wargate being chrono boosted out from herO here, so this is going to be good in helping defending. Oh, actually, the MC was trying to sneak a probe in. This was a nice read again and scouting by herO. Oh, herO's moving across the map with the probe.
Yeah,
Does he go for his own third gateway and
exactly
try to give MC a taste of his own medicine?
He's going to do it. He is going to throw down a third, so what is MC going to do? He's also chrono boosting out his warp gate tech, so he will have an opportunity to defend. He goes for Twilight Council himself.
Yeah, he hasn't sent a probe across the map, so MC is actually going to have to play against what he's done so many times, and we'll see how he handles that from the other hand of it.
Yeah, this is going to
herO actually goes for the Stargate behind it, so this is exactly identical to the way MC likes to play the matchup. And usually when you like to do something a lot, you know what the right counters are to it. But now, MC does not know this is coming.
The Mothership Core gets in, has a look around, sees the Twilight Council, has to recall out of there. Otherwise, it will end up falling. As for now, we have the pylon up to the north here for herO. He's warped in a few Stalkers. He's going to warp in a few more. Sorry, he's going to get a few more over there as quickly as possible as that third gateway now finishes
pylon.
up.
Is it going to be spotted? It is going to be spotted as it finishes.
But he has to be careful because those 3 Stalkers are coming along, and now he warps in 3 as well. And
2 sentries are on the way. Are they going to be out on time? I don't think they're going to be out on time to force field the ramp here.
Whoa.
And herO's going to move up.
Whoa, Dark Shrine starts behind this as well. MC is taking a bit of a risk to try and deal with this. He needs to keep that Mothership Core alive to get back to the Nexus, and yes, he does. Just barely with those 2 force fields, but they were now expended. They're going to get focused down here by herO. He needs to retain his Stalkers.
Yeah, and herO's getting an Oracle behind this. It's almost finished. He's left his Mothership Core back at home. He didn't have any energy anyway since he had to recall. And herO should be able to read from there. That is up against Dark Templars, and look what happens.
Yeah.
He throws down a robotics facility. He knows exactly what he's going to have to face, and this is going to finish on time. He could even send in the Oracle, get some kills on those probes after the photon overcharge finishes. herO has read this perfectly once more.
And MC currently is sat at a position where he's like, well, I've got to defend, and, well, he walks down the ramp and realizes that his button isn't there anymore, so that's, he's going to send a probe over the map for a bit of a scout, but at the same time, all of his Stalkers leave the base.
Yeah, herO, he actually is not warning off his ramp here. He has to be careful, but I guess there's no proxy pylon right now by MC. He's going to start losing probes, and his proxy pylon across the map, which was his only chance to make this tech worth it, is not ready on time. herO is in a great position. I think he just starts the Nexus from there, gets 1 or 2 Immortal out, and he has a great lead.
Right now it's 25 workers to 25, so in terms of that, we do have very, very even numbers, but whoa, comes in and tries to bring down the sentry, gets it, but at the cost of an Oracle.
Yeah, but you know what this is going to deny? The scouting from MC. Now MC has to wonder. His only option for scouting here will be either to attack or send in an hallucination.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now he might just go for an attack just because he cannot scout anything that his opponent is doing.
MC right now does not know about the expansion that's going down. There is a probe and pylon over the other side, though, that has started for MC, and eventually he will get over there. This one Dark Templar hunting down a probe, of all things.
MC does not have Blink right now, and
there's the Observer with this army as well. So it's going to be really difficult for MC to really do anything with that tech.
If he can save the Dark Templar, maybe a timing here with his 4 gateways, MC is going to go for an all-in here. Archons plus Zealots. Actually, the Nexus might not finish on time to be saved, but MC cannot really kill herO. With 1 Immortal and a second one on the way, a photon overcharge ready, herO would have to completely mess this up to lose here. I think he can just cancel the Nexus and he's fine.
Yeah.
And MC is hiding the Archon. This is so smart. He might warp in a sentry here. He does get 1 sentry. He's going to try to basically bait herO from moving down the ramp. Ooh, almost goes.
Forces the cancellation on that Nexus, but you're right. Hiding that was very clever, and now he walks up the ramp. Meanwhile, though, an Oracle is going to fly into the mineral line, so it's very, very weak indeed. He can throw down the photon overcharge, and he will do. Could have stuck around, but at the same time, big engagement. A lot of Zealots were walked in for herO, realizing the Zealot count of his opponent had to equalize that up, so he could use these units at the back to do the damage, but that one Archon leading the charge here for MC, powering out so much damage as one of those Immortals to the back will fall, as will the second one. The photon overcharge even not really helping too much as MC plows down herO's army, and what a play by MC. What great aggression from him, warping in more and more.
Some of the best micro I've ever seen, I think, with his Stalkers here sniping on those 2 Immortals. And he's going to have to pull back for the moment, but he's done so much damage. He's almost reset the Stalker counts, and most of all, he's reset that Immortal count. So he's going to get back in there with the critical mass of Stalkers, try and get a timing on that Immortal. Look, it's about to come out. I cannot believe MC might have done it here.
We have the Oracle also doing a little bit of damage to that probe line, so he's losing a lot of workers. He absolutely has to kill herO at this point. He doesn't have Blink, so he can't really get on top of that Immortal fully, but it doesn't matter. He just walks right up to it, kills that off. The probes have to come off the line as well for herO, and despite him killing off so many workers at the other side of the map, if he can actually clean this up with the probes, with the Stalkers, then it's going to kind of even things out, I think. This is crazy.
Down to 10 workers, 8 workers versus 13 right now.
He's not dealing with the Oracle. He's still not dealing with the Oracle. Where is the Mothership Core? It's coming over to try and help all the units. This is so close.
Yeah, this is still so close. Very few minutes left for both players. 3 Stalkers, 1 Zealot for each player. A Mothership Core only for MC, but he's actually rejoined his army with it.
Exactly. It wasn't there to help against that Oracle, and now the Oracle's going to come back, realizing if he could just clean up, then maybe he can transition on. It's 8 workers to 12 in favor of herO in this game. What is going on? That Mothership Core is going to die off, and MC hardly has any units left. The army supply is way in favor of herO as well.
Yeah, herO coming back with the Oracle now. He's going to have some damage available from them, and I think he might have done it. I thought that for a moment that MC might be able to pull it off.
What control, what decision-making. herO with the second Oracle here in this game has backed himself the win. GG! herO somehow, some way goes 2-0 up in this best of 7. What fantastic play.
I'm sorry for sounding so cheesy, but this is the highest level of PvP I've ever seen, by far.
And that's from you, man.
This attack in the main, are you kidding me? MC has like a few Stalkers, some Zealots. He moves in there against Immortals, Photon overcharge, and he micros perfectly. He does not waste any time on the Zealots. He attacks the Stalkers. He gets a snipe on 2 of these Immortals. I really thought that herO was in a comfortable position. Yeah. And most players would have been, but against MC, there is always a threat. MC gets in there, he starts sniping units, and I almost thought he was gonna be able to pull this one off. But in the end, herO too solid, and that was very close. herO can breathe a sigh of relief after this game, because this was ridiculous.
Got to ask, if we saw in that game, for example, if we saw something like MC have Blink instead of a Dark Shrine, would that have gone better for him, or do you think there would have been no difference, really? It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It definitely would have helped in this situation. The thing is, you would not have had the Archon. The Archon helped so much. Yeah. There was a single one of them. Yeah. It made sure he couldn't get force-fielded out of the main. And also, when he got in there and started tanking, that's why the Stalkers got the damage that they got onto this mass that herO was basically trying to get. And by the way, I feel a lot of players in this situation, they would have been massing Zealots and Archons. That's what I would have done personally. But the choice of MC of getting a single Archon, a few Zealots, and mass Stalkers, this is because he knows that his micro is so good. He gets in there, he gets the snipe. He basically only macros his Stalkers. He makes sure that the Zealot and Archon are in front, and then he macros his Stalkers. He snipes units left and right, and man, I cannot believe this guy almost pulled it off.
What a game.
You give this game, you do reason from replay with any other Protoss. Yeah. He failed so horribly this attack against herO. Let me tell you.
What a game, what a game. Third map is going to be Polar Night, as herO is 2 games up. For MC, it would be 2 Intel Extreme Masters Championships if he wins it. But for herO, it would be 2 back-to-back, which is totally unprecedented in terms of StarCraft. But now the countdown has begun for game number 3. herO so far in the bracket has not dropped a single map. Will he go for the clean sweep 4-0? We'll have to find out if he's able to take this 3-0, and let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet, but this man is looking so strong. I can't wait to get into more of these games. I cannot. Let's jump right on in as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner, and in fact up to the north, regardless, that always catches me out on this map. As the blue Protoss, he is MC. And down to the south, we have our red Protoss representing CJ Enters, 2 games up in this best of 7. He is herO.
I'm glad I called last game's build right, by the way. Yeah. I really thought that herO, there might be a good chance he might go for the 3 gateways and pressure himself to try and counter MC style. And in the end, he was able to get the information he wanted from that. So had he done something different, he could have taken a lot of damage from those Dark Templars, and we could have seen a completely different game. in the end, it worked out quite well for him. Now, again, we're on a map where both players have a ton of experience, and we could see fireworks early on in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if MC reverts back to his style of going for double gateway pressure plus the third gateway himself. So basically use what herO did in the previous game. And herO, he has a choice. He can do the same thing as in the previous game, or he can try to take a little bit faster. What do you think? James? Little prediction. It's time. You have to do at least one in a series.
I think we see 3 gates, because it seems...
From who?
From MC again. And then herO does something a little bit different. I'm not sure though.
Like some take? Okay.
Yeah, maybe. But the thing is that oftentimes when people ask me on Twitter, some people say, you know, like, how do you get so infused in StarCraft and why do you find it so exciting and things like that? And for a matchup like PvP, some people don't really see it too much. But for me, it's one of the most exciting matchups when it comes to the intensity, absolute intensity of the micro and the decision making. You have all the same units. One slight slip up here and there means the difference between winning and losing. And you really do see the caliber of a player if they're able to take clean sweeps in this matchup or just constantly take maps. It's crazy how insane these matchups can be.
And we had a quite different opener, by the way, here by MC. He took a very late second gas. Looks like we're going to see a second gateway too.
And it's been spotted as well.
This might be some heavy aggression this time, even heavier than usually, just because of the way he took the late second gas. That means he's going to get his second gateway a little bit after his cybernetics core finishes. So if MC goes for 3 Stalker and a Mothership core here, this is going to hit very, very quickly. We'll see how refined this build is. And herO, if I was him, I would scout every single game as well, because just from one single probe, this guy basically knows everything that's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, which really helps in winning all those games. MC went for the scout himself. This is actually the gateway chrono boosting out something, which in this case is going to be a sentry. I think herO might be planning for either a Stargate on this map after sentry and Mothership core, or a quick expansion. And no, it's a second sentry. Whoa,
so playing really defensively here. Very defensively, and you know, herO, I mean, he might have hopes of trying to expand on this map, but you've got to be careful about against a player like MC. That's a treacherous thing.
Tri-Stalker being made here by MC. He already has the Mothership core, and he has a probe on the map, which is gonna go around and try and proxy some pylons. So actually, if herO goes for an expansion, which does look like he's gonna go for, he's mixing it up. He's up by 2 games. He can try something crazy here. And an expansion, I guess, up to some extent, it does sound kind of crazy in this matchup, because it's very, very hard to pull off.
Especially against MC.
Yeah, against MC, I would never try for quick expansion. Never, ever.
Well, the probe over on the left-hand side here for Mr. Minchel. It throws down the pylon, and now is where things get #dicey, as we have that Stargate being added on as well here for herO. But meanwhile, MC, he's up to all tricks, Todd. Chrono boost into the warp gate, 3 gates. This photon overcharge is going to be exceedingly important here. Yeah,
but the Nexus needs to finish first.
That's true.
If MC can start doing a lot of damage to the Nexus before it finishes, even the photon overcharge is not going to help that much. And now, because herO made 2 sentries, he's safe up his ramp. He's going to get the scout with the hallucination. But those units cannot really fight head-on against Stalkers, sadly for him.
Yeah, he has to pull on back here for just a second. 5 Stalkers
He might just cancel, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult to hold on to. And herO behind this, he has 2 gateways and a Stargate, you know, finished off for him himself, so...
Boss units time.
Boss units.
Oh, there is a Guardian Shield, actually. You could try to fight, but herO has to know there's going to be more warp-ins behind. So right now he's trying to stop the Stalkers from attacking continuously that Nexus so that he can use the photon overcharge. I don't think he's going to cancel.
Oh, wow, he doesn't cancel.
And he actually uses it as soon as possible. I'm a little bit surprised by this.
The thing is, he's going to use an Oracle and try and go over the side whilst he's buying time for himself, but there's a Stargate just finished up for MC as well, and the Hallucinated Phoenix saw that. So he's going to add on Void Rays. He absolutely has to for this defense. It's actually such a good choice.
Yeah, but MC, he's not leaving his Mothership core back at home for the photon overcharge, so he's going to have to get some Stalkers.
Oh, he sees the Oracle. He sees the Oracle.
But he cannot recall plus use the photon overcharge. He's going to have to warp in Stalkers back at home. He was supply block for some time.
He just warped them in at the pylon.
Oh my god.
So he has no opportunity
to warp back. He might think this is hallucination. This is not a hallucination.
Oh, he's going to start losing workers. MC now is in a really, really tight bind.
He's going to have to commit to this attack here, and I think herO lets the Nexus die at this point, because he's just so far ahead on workers. He just takes up his ramp, possibly start getting more air units.
Oh my, look at this. My God. He's killed 18 workers. Oh, he's down to 6. He's down to 6 workers.
This could be the 3-0.
GG! Oh, wow. herO here. What? What a game! Todd, speak.
I did not think that MC was going to believe that this was a hallucination. He definitely saw that Oracle on the map, and he was like, you know what? This guy's trying to trick me into making units back at home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall for this. I'm not going to make Stalkers back at home. Sadly for him, this was an actual Oracle. And you know why he was believing this also? Because the way herO did that expansion was with 2 sentries, one Stalker and then another Stalker. When MC saw that, he's like, there is no way this guy had enough gas to make all of those units plus a Stargate plus an Oracle, which unfortunately for him was the case. And I think I would have thought the same, maybe, in this case. Like, it's easy, for us we see everything, but putting ourselves in the shoes of MC here and realizing what he might have been thinking is actually very hard. And I think here, I might have covered it pretty well because of all the gas-heavy units that he saw. He thought this was not a real
just
Oracle.
in general, like, you know, there were those 2 sentries there, but not only did he see the 2 sentries, he saw how much energy they had as well. They never had to throw down force fields early on.
One.
They had to throw down 1 force field, but that is it. So they still had plenty of energy, plenty of momentum to try and defend there. And now we see herO 3 games up against MC. What a performance by the CJ Entus player. He said in an interview a few days ago, like a week ago, he falls in love with the Intel Extreme Masters. And oh boy, does he show his gratitude. Look at how well he is performing so far in this grand final. Daedalus points our 4th map, Todd. What do you think of it?
I'm trying to read what MC wrote in Korean. I think he said he doesn't know about something, so maybe I think he was talking about the Oracle, but not sure. We need a translator to cover this. Sorry. I really wanted to know. My curiosity got the best of me here for a second.
Okay, Daedalus point, man. Daedalus point.
We saw those players earlier versus Tyrion go for some big Blink Stalker aggression on one base, committing a lot to it. Now it's PvP. As much as Blink Stalkers are good, there is a few builds, for example, if you don't get detection, you automatically lose to Dark Templars. But then again, these players, they are so good that if they open with some aggression, they're always going to know if there is the possibility of some Blink Stalkers being on the way. So I think if they open for some aggression and both go for Blink, they're going to be in a good shape to close out the game or get a good lead against anything and basically cover the Dark Templars by knowing if there is the possibility for them to be there or not.
Speechless, man. It's very, very impressive by herO. He's on the verge of just achieving greatness here in the Intel Extreme Masters. And without further ado, game number 4 comes on the way here as we now have spawning up to the top left. He has it all to play for. He has to win this game. He has to win 4 in a row to claim a 2nd Intel Extreme Masters. Ladies and gentlemen, it is MC. And down to the bottom right, we have our red Protoss, looking for absolute glory. What more do I need to say? He is herO.
If there was a map where it's the hardest to expand, take a natural expansion, both against Zerg and Protoss, I think it'd be Daedalus. So I'm going to tell you right now, we are not going to see again an attempt at a quick expansion by either of those players. And on this map, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Blink, which means, since Blink is so good, Dark Templars can be good as well, and Stargate possibly. Stargate versus Blink is very tricky. Sometimes it's going to look foolish, but sometimes, like in the previous game, with an expansion, it even worked.
Yeah, it's really scary if you underestimate the power of those Oracles. Never can do. Protoss Stargate in general, in part of the Swarm, is so versatile. I absolutely love Stargate play in any form, in any iteration. And for now, MC just scouting around, looking for proxies. He does not want to lose something like that in his final opportunity.
Yeah, he knows that herO is up at 3 games right now, so we could be seeing something crazy out of herO. We've seen him getting overly aggressive before, when he was confident, when he was up by some games, and it always worked out in the end, so MC is not going to risk it. And actually, it was interesting, because in the previous game, MC didn't even scout for proxies inside of his base, or outside. He actually took the risk. And in the end, sadly for him, did not pay off, but this time he's going to be the one scouting and getting the information early on.
Yeah, herO playing this a little bit blind. He hasn't really scouted out his proxy locations at all.
We see something a little bit different again by herO because he's up by 3 games?
Reckon he goes for DTs for the hell of it. Just says, meh, whatever.
I just want to have used everything against you, man. Possibly. He's doing 2+2 on his gases right now, but he's being scouted. And he's going to go for a late scout.
Very late.
Actually, even after his ability score was made for... And oh wow, this scout by MC kind of threw herO off here for a second. He was scouting for proxies on his natural, which is a very late time to scout for those proxies. So herO, he changed up his mind at the last second. He was getting a zealot, and then he canceled and made the second again. So I think herO for a second, he was very, very worried there might have been a proxy. Interesting already. Interesting things happening early on in this game. Just a single scout from MC, scaring herO a little bit.
All right, and MC's going to head out with his probe now. He's going to go back home, and we have the pylon being set down there for MC, maybe to hide some tech down there. Never know, it can normally go behind the mineral line, but herO pokes on in, has a look around, and it's getting to that, it's getting slowly towards that time where we would see some tech come out. So what are both of these players going to do? I'm very, very curious.
Yeah, that probe is actually going to be stuck in there. herO, the man who...
Twilight Council for herO.
herO, the man who has the gift of foresight, man, was not able to see that coming.
Yeah.
That mothership come out on time to snipe me. I was surprised by this late scout. I really feel like he wasn't planning scouting at all, and then because that probe came in at a weird timing, usually it's the clock that matters. You always know when somebody will scout at 13, it's like 2:45 on the clock or something on most maps. And now in this case, herO was a little bit thrown off, so he started the zero, canceled it, went for the late scout, and got his probe sniped. So he's already been thrown off his comfort zone in this game, which is definitely a good thing for MC.
MC throws down a Stargate. We have a third gateway already just added on here for herO as well. Where is his gas going to go? It looks like Blink is the choice.
Yeah.
There was no probes moving for that Dark Shrine, so...
That's very fortunate for him. I would say Blink versus Stargates, always good to have. And herO is even going to scout the Stargates. He's going to be pretty happy about this. He can recall on time, not to even lose any hit points if he wants. Going to even get a probe with this.
Yeah, especially,
possibly two.
I mean, yeah, he can stick around.
Oh, possibly more. I thought there was a Stalker somewhere, but...
interesting use of Time Warp there during all of that.
Yeah, because he realized there is no Stalker out, and he's going to force the photon overcharge by doing this. And I'm surprised he even tried to escape here. Might have been able to get one more probe.
Yeah.
This got 3 probes in total, and pretty good opener here by herO. He knows there is an Oracle most likely on the way. He's going to be getting Stalkers and staying at home waiting for that Oracle to fly in at this point. And he just has to throw down a Robo, go for an expansion with this, and he's going to be in a perfect position. Maybe even skip the Robo. Actually, four probes on the assimilator here by herO, so he's starting to do some mistakes here.
Yeah, slight mishap there, but the probe is going to head on in here for MC and see that expansion very quickly, which is really good information here for MC.
I love the choice of herO here to go for that expansion and get some sentries. He's made those sentries because he wants to skip Robo for some time, and he wants to be able to sense hallucinations across the map to scout, to know if there is some kind of danger, some kind of follow-up to this Oracle. Sometimes people go for one Oracle into Dark Templars. You need to know if this is coming. Sometimes they go for Blink after, in which case you don't need to get a detection. Oh, actually, he was moving out of position. The Oracle's gonna fly in there.
Oh, just at the right time as well. Gets in and starts killing off workers. herO needs to come back very quickly.
Yeah, Blink
is done. Yeah, exactly. Blink is done, so he can chase that down and kill it off potentially with that last volley. Oh, just barely gets down. But now we have aggressive pylons here for herO. Is he really going to go across?
I don't think he should, since he's getting an expansion.
Yeah.
But MC saw that. You know, with herO, you never know. He's able to defend and attack at the same time. Now, can he get the critical mass? I guess since he went for the sentries, it really doesn't make sense to attack here. He has a much earlier expand than his opponent, and MC is going to be the one that realizes that he's actually in a lot of trouble. I think MC from there, he can either expand or go for some sort of all-in with like 2 or 3 Void Rays plus some Immortals.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it though?
Yeah, I think he's not going to have a choice. He's way too far behind on that expansion. He starts moving across the map. This is going to be spotted again by herO.
He knows that his opponent's coming out.
One very important thing in this game, herO skipped Mothership Core for a long time. After he lost it, he didn't remake it for the longest time. He's just now remade it, so he might not have photon overcharge on time for defending attack. And MC changes his mind. Upon being scouted, he chickens out.
And he sees it.
Yeah.
herO is on point with his scouting.
Both players are doing so much work right now. This is ridiculous. MC gets scouted, he starts the expansion. herO scouts the expansion as well with his hallucination just before it expires. And this is going to cause for some kind of attack here by herO. I'm a little bit surprised by that, but he knows that he can just leave enough back at home to help and defend against this one Oracle that survived earlier.
Yeah, MC sees this, so he's actually going to go in here and focus down sentries, one with the most energy, and then tries to bring down a second, but doesn't get it in the end. Blink Stalker's now at the front for herO. They're putting on a little bit of pressure, will get a sentry, so blow for blow. Blink straight on out and only loses one Stalker.
Yeah, and those sentries are very important because they are most of the scouting capability. At this point, MC had an observer above the natural of his opponent for quite some time, but I think he just got killed.
Yeah, it did by herO's.
Wow. herO doing everything right, even spotting those invisible units, man.
Yeah.
This guy sees a little bit of a blur, he knows what's up.
He certainly does.
And I think herO commits to a big attack here. He knows that MC's expansion is way too late for possibly have enough to hold this, so maybe he could go for a huge attack.
Can he break through 2 Void Rays and 2 Immortals?
Yeah,
though?
it's gonna be hard. Especially like we have a 3rd Immortal on the way, 3rd Void Ray as well.
He's gonna go for harassment on this back mineral line.
Oh, with 4 Stalkers in the main, you can
nice.
snipe probes at once.
Yes.
The Mothership Core is in the main here for MC though. Photon Overcharge will help, but I think if herO micros right, he's gonna be able to trade Stalkers for probes, which right now, he's actually ahead by quite a lot. 41 probes to 32.
Wow, okay, that's a big lead. Anything he can get here is fantastic. He's focusing down on the Nexus, though. That wasn't the best of control there for him. And look at this. MC, he's now moving out across the map, and these Stalkers, well, they're not going to buy a whole lot of time. It's all going to be down to the defense at this natural.
We've seen MC before be very successful with this kind of attack versus A-Bomb. Now versus herO, he's going to try for the same thing. He has the critical mass that he wanted. 3 Void Rays, 2 Stalkers, 2 Immortals, and he's going to go for it. And I think herO, I'm not sure that he's going to have enough here. He's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, MC has a really, really strong army. Photon Overcharge is activated, but there's no way Jose, he can actually hold on to this without pulling the probes, and he is going to try and do so. He blinks forwards, trying to bring down those Void Rays, but they are charged up and focusing down on those Stalkers, so dealing out a lot of damage. A lot of probes will end up falling as well. 23 have been killed off here by MC, and those Zealots leading the charge are soaking up so much damage. MC takes a supply advantage. He is saying no to herO. He does not want the clean sweep to occur. He brings down the Nexus behind this potentially, but regardless, whatever he kills, he is in a prime lead, a prime position to now bring this back a little bit with more units reinforcing for MC. herO has no retreat path out. He'll blink out, but that is just too much.
He's being hunted down at this point, and no sentry up his ramp will save herO here. He's still gonna try for it. He's warping a sentry up the ramp, but there is just too much here for MC. Saturated on 2 bases, and he's done it. This burst is so strong. Even herO did not manage to hold it here.
Boss Toss brings it back. He's gonna take this game. He just busts up the ramp with these 3 Immortals alone, dishing out the punishment here to herO, saying, "You think you're gonna take me the 4-0 clean sweep? I don't think so. I am the Boss Toss." As herO trying desperately to hold on, but against that much firepower here at MC, it would take a miracle as he pulls off the probes once again. The Stalkers come in and actually focusing down that first Immortal here. The probes are going to try and hold on, but with that, there's so many workers that have died off. It's 48 to 17 in favor of Min Shul. And the last Immortal went at the time, but look at the reinforcements. GG, MC takes the first of his maps in this best of 7.
Here we were thinking the boss units are the Stalkers, when they are in fact the Skill Race and Immortals.
Skill Rays, man. GG!
That's a very, very strong push. I have to say, this feels like an unexplored area of PvP, because you're not in this scenario very often, where you basically use Blink, your opponent is on 1 base, he's getting Void Rays, he's getting Immortals to try and defend. And then he realizes, you know what? I made those units to defend, but my opponent either didn't do any damage, or I just have an opportunity in general to attack with those units before they become a lot less good, as there might be some kind of charge lot transition. So MC, he thinks he can attack and end the game, and again, he pulls this off just like versus A-Bomb. I'm actually not sure how you hold this. I think you have to cut pro production on your natural a lot earlier than what he now did. And MC, just like versus A-Bomb, he cut pro production on his own natural. He didn't take the gases there, and when you're 10 workers ahead of your opponent, usually you're going to have a lot less army, even if you have some advantage. It has to be a big lead. And now herO, he was even going for the harass. He thought he was safe. He thought that MC was going to go into some sort of macro game where he takes his guys on his expansion. So he blinked into the main. This didn't do anything. He blinked into the expansion, didn't do anything. Lost some Stalkers along the way as well. Was out of position. MC capitalizing on this completely.
All right, well, that means MC now is back in the fight for this best of 7 grand final here, as we have herO still smiling away. He never does stop smiling, but you know, he's the smiling assassin, as Paul dubbed him in Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. But now he's still only 1 victory away from winning this entire tournament. MC, he's on the road to a comeback, but can he make it happen, Todd?
He definitely can. I think after this last game, he's shown that he can definitely, even he was behind. He was quite far behind, I thought. The Oracle didn't do all that much. He did a little bit of damage, but after that, he was he started his Nexus when his opponent's Nexus finished. That's usually, for me, that's pretty depressing when I see this happen.
Yeah.
I always think that it's almost an unsurmountable deficit to try and overcome. But in this case, MC, he was going to go for the attack, he got scouted, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go for my expansion because I can go for a timing later on possibly, and this wouldn't work. And I don't think the initial attack would have worked too, because herO had seen it immediately.
All right, well, game number 5 will be on heavy rain as Minchel starts to stage his comeback here in this grand final. What a grand final we have so far. And we have now spawning up to the north position. Currently 3 games up to 1. Only needs 1 more victory here at the Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is herO. And down to the south, we have our blue Protoss trying to bring it back. It is MC.
MC with the great transition in previous game and the great read. For once, it was him who made the better read. And herO, even though he's read most of the games perfectly in this tournament and he's always adapted well and held what he had to do, just like versus Bolt, he's shown that he's vulnerable here. He showed that it's still possible to beat this guy if you manage to trick him somewhere, somehow. And that's exactly what MC did in the previous game. Now, doing it twice, this is going to be another story.
Yeah, that's certainly true. herO covers his bases pretty darn well, as normally always scouting out for proxies. Noticeably in that previous game, he actually didn't scout his main for proxies too early on, whilst MC was.
This is a map where I think there might be the most proxy possibilities here. So
yeah,
always need to keep that on mind. And you lose a little bit of money when you scout for proxies. That's why a lot of the time you're going to see players try and cut that corner here. But herO, how many times has he proxied before? I've never seen him proxy ever.
No, he just plays solid.
In the Intel Extreme Masters. Why would he risk it? I guess he's up by 3 maps now. But he finally lost the first map. You don't want to lose 2 in a row versus MC because you lose the momentum, and it's going to be very difficult to stay calm from there. So he's not going to risk it. And he's actually even going for a scout after throwing down his gases.
All right, well, he's going back to his normal standard play now. In the previous mech game, he actually just didn't scout too early at all, but he's now heading over there. MC, in turn, he's going back to his normality and not really scouting out just yet. He will now start after his cybernetics core. And herO just going to head on in, have a look around, and get confirmation of exactly what's going on. 3 in one gas, 2 in the other, actually.
Yeah, so 1 more than herO right now, who's doing 2+2.
Yeah.
And MC's cybernetics score was made a little bit earlier, so if he goes for some kind of quick take here, say a very quick Stargate or something like that, that will be very, very fast and much faster than his opponent. He could try to trick his opponent this way. Then again, we haven't seen MC before play in a passive way and try and get some quick tech up to try and trick his opponent early on. But in this game, he hasn't opened 2 gateways. This does not happen often, so maybe MC... Oh, Sentry.
Oh, wow.
Does he go for expansion? Or I think expansion or Stargates are the 2 most likely scenarios in this situation.
And he's, this Sentry is probably going to get spotted very quickly here by herO if he continues to stick around.
Yeah.
Normally you would leave because you're thinking, well, Stalker, don't really want to lose my probe.
I think he wants to leave at the last second before the finish come out, and this is really where you can see the difference between one of those world's best players and just a good player.
Exactly.
They will always wait until the last moment to try and get as much information as possible. And sometimes somebody's going to do something crazy, like cancel the Mothership Core. You're going to be able to spot it, and you know that he opens with a Stargate or a Twilight, and that's always something you're going to want to know about.
Well, Stalker and Mothership Core are heading across the map here for herO. I think the Mothership Core got a slight glimpse of that probe up to the top right. Yeah.
What are you up to?
Exactly.
Proxy Stargate possibly here.
We have the Twilight Council option for herO. And this probe, Minchel, what are you up to?
He's going to expand. Now the question is, what does he go for behind this? He's made the sentry first. That means at about 6:37 minutes, he's going to have a hallucination to scout with, which is always good. Now, can herO force a force field? I don't think MC is going to fall for it.
It's very difficult for that 1 Stalker of herO to really out-micro the composition that we're seeing there from MC, and we have the pylon up to the north.
This is a Stargate for sure.
Oh, this
could be a Twilight, but in this position, makes a lot more sense to go for a Stargate.
Yeah, and it's going to arrive so quickly against what we're seeing here from herO. It's Blink once again, but how well can he execute it?
This is a mirror of the second game.
Yeah. Apart from the proxiness of the Stargate, but
small detail.
Right. Yeah, indeed. Well, let's see now. MC trying to secure himself that expansion, but
I wonder if he will cancel. This is taking a ton of damage before it finishes, unlike in the previous game that they played. herO was trying to force a force field here, but MC not falling for it. He has a hallucination, but he's left.
Exactly. And the pro for MC gets Twilight Council wearing away, so he knows that Blink is being researched. I mean, you're a lot of Stalkers anyway. That's a lot of firepower that MC, but he loses a Stalker for free there.
Oh.
And he lets the expansion finish. Now he's just going to move out of that. Time Warp.
Oh, wow, he has to be careful.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's actually going to stick around and actually trade against this. He might walk up. Oh, he actually killed the sentry that had most energy.
Yeah, there is almost a force field up, and at this point MC is basically going to rely exclusively on his Oracle to do damage and to possibly win him the game. He's on one gate though. He made his gateway so late. He needs sentries.
He's focusing down the Nexus and he's gonna get it. That's a big investment that MC loses. That's a lot of Stalkers. One force field does get forced down.
He has one more. He needs to chrono boost his gateway or something.
But
and this
Oracle
finally gonna start to do some work here. Can herO defend against this Oracle? He has 4 gateways. He's not supply blocked.
And he has no indication until just now that it flies in. So the Oracle is going to do a lot of work. At the same time, the Mothership Core, he doesn't want to lose it.
He just has enough, he gets the sentry on time, but this is defended. Back in herO's base, only four pros were killed here.
Yeah. So now he needs to open another sentry, otherwise he's not going to have energy.
He's not even going to try. He's going to get units instead. He's going to get Stalkers and try and defend. Actually, Zealots.
This is difficult. That's a lot of Stalkers here that herO has. It's 18 army supply against this, and meanwhile, in the unit counts, we have 18 workers against 22. He moves into the probe line here, Dempsey, but he has Blink, so always that advantage here, as now he has 9 Stalkers against this army. Minchol is in a lot of trouble. He has to go on overcharge soon, though.
He was doing a ton of damage in the meantime inside of herO's base, but that Oracle is going to run out of energy here. And herO, realizing he was down to so few probes, he actually canceled his Robo. So he knows he doesn't need a Robo as well, because there was 2 Oracles made. There is no way any Dark Templars are coming anytime soon. The Walker count right now, 17 for MC, 15 for herO. herO does have the tech advantage, in my opinion, with the build. But right now, MC is holding good enough
the
to
Stalkers
possibly win the game.
They were trying to get the sentries that had energy so he could go up there once Photon Overcharge was done, so the force field wouldn't be a hindrance. But at the same time, there's going to be a second Oracle in production. He will blink out of there with a few of these Stalkers. But at the same time, look at this! MC.
The hit squads. 3 Stalkers are in position. It's going to be 2 Oracles plus 3 Zealots against 3 Stalkers. Always going to come down to the micro. And in the meantime, herO's going to be attacking. This is going to be so tricky for both players to deal with.
herO is being very, very over-aggressive here, and they might come back to bite him. The 2 Oracles go to work. They're going to try and bring down these Stalkers. Nice blink out there. Meanwhile, he actually gets in his opponent's main as well. The Zealots are also going to work on this mineral line. It's so close here once again between the 2 players. Minchol only has 12 workers left against 19. He's trying to furiously micro as best he can.
I think this is better for MC, but he still has less walkers. herO is defending so well. Oh my god. Look at how he's microing, man. He goes back to mining. There is still one Zealot in there. In the meantime, he's not microing his Stalkers or trying to do any more damage, as MC does have enough back at home. One Stalker actually, I thought he was gonna die. But no. And no, actually, it's herO who gets the better end. I really thought that those Zealots, they were gonna do a lot more damage than they did. And with this whole herO, he has 17 probes against 12. This is a huge difference at this point in the game.
What a crazy PvP series so far. This game so back and forth. Another Oracle just completes.
He's not giving up anytime soon. He has a Zealot on the natural to MC. I wouldn't be surprised if he sends both of those in the main of herO here. The problem is that the Zealots, they didn't time well with the Oracles here. If the Zealots had been sent first and then the Oracle, I do think that MC would have been able to win the game.
And the herO is always losing Stalkers at the front. He keeps trying to poke him, but the army is being very, very useful against that in his main. Once again, the Oracle's actually going to focus down another Stalker. The Zealots for Minchol are focused down, and only one Stalker dies at the front here. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything, guys.
And MC doesn't even have the money to make another Oracle yet. He's actually sending his Mothership Core across the map.
Whoa,
he might go for the Triforce. Zealot, Mothership Core, Oracle, but actually no, he's going back now.
herO's had enough of those Oracles. He's going to try and hunt down the Stargate wherever he can find it. He has to realize that it's up there.
He might find it.
He may do. He has to go right up into that corner.
If he gets the pylon before the Oracle gets out, I think this is going to be it, because MC has no tech behind this. He's behind on walkers. 10 walkers ahead right now for herO, and he's going to get the pylon.
He gets it, and he has to cancel the Oracle as well. herO solidifies himself a good defensive position. We have a robo facility being added on for MC. And
he's already planning the transition.
Yeah, I mean, but his worker count, 24 to 16 in favor of herO. We may be seeing the makings of another Intel Extreme Masters hero here for herO, and MC is in desperation mode right now.
Yeah, herO is just going to remake his mothership core from there. He has enough probes to actually start an expansion right now. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do.
All right, well, the Stalkers poke up again, not letting them at all, though, is MC. But he's so stuck in his base. The timer is now above MC's head as this Nexus slowly completes. What can MC do to come back in this game?
Right now, MC has to be crushed mentally. He has to know that herO is expanding, herO is ahead on walkers, and I think he's probably going to just try to expand himself and try to come back in a slow-paced game from now.
Yeah.
Whereas herO, he knows he's ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if, again, he tries and go for some kind of blink aggression with some Stalkers into the main of MC while he keeps on macroing right, possibly taking 2 charge loss and Templars, but even Colossus at this point would work quite well because he's just so far ahead.
Oh, and the Hallucinated Phoenix being sent out for MC here now really spells doom for him in terms of what he's going to see. He's going to see the Nexus and get a little bit of intel as to what his opponent has, but seeing that Nexus itself, as you mentioned, it's crushing here for MC.
MC has done a good job of catching up on the walker count. He's 5 walkers behind right now, but still, with the expansion on the way for herO, remaking his mothership core, making sure he's going to have the photon overcharge of time in time for any timing. He's getting a Warp Prism. Interesting. He knows he's going to be quite far ahead on the economy, and I think he's probably anticipating MC to either all-in or expand. He's going to be able to realize very early that this is an expansion, and I think if he goes for something, he has 5 gateways.
Yeah.
Imagine he drops 4 Zealots in the main, warp in extra Zealots, and attack on the other side with a lot of Stalkers, or he could even drop the ramp. Force fields, drop force field on the ramp, and then
he has the blink advantage.
Yeah.
His units are so much better in terms of micro potential, and herO time and time again shows that he has the micro capable of really sealing the deal. This is going to be hard for MC.
I think herO could just win with basically his 5 gateways and only Stalkers, but he wants to give himself a little bit more options than that. That's why he got this Warp Prism. He's going to be able to warp in sentries, force fields all over the place. And I'm actually surprised he hasn't saturated his natural here. Should be doing it momentarily. He's focusing on the attack exclusively right now.
All right, he's going to look to force field off that ramp if he can. There's nothing to actually break that. He has the sentries in that Warp Prism. Very, very important here. And he instantly gets, well...
He locked himself in, but he locked MC out.
Yeah, instantly gets the denial on that expansion. Easy peasy. Runs on away. Oh, and just sits here for now. I mean, what can you do here in Minchel's shoes?
Not much. He's actually, I just don't know what he can do from there. He has to try and do something drastic, like take to Colossus, but no matter what he does, this is going to be spotted from herO. He could try to go for Blink, but it would take forever. I think a Colossus transition or a Warp Prism, that's a good option as well.
And it's going to be the Colossus choice.
And when I say good option, I mean, it's probably the thing he has the most chances with, which is probably very, very low.
Look at this. It's almost just a taunt of this Warp Prism moving back and forth at the front here as MC. He sees everything with his Observer. He knows his doom is nigh unless he does something.
What?
Warp Prism?
herO is running around. He wants to get the Scout.
Yeah, he's using it for the Scout. He sees the Robo Bay. He knows exactly everything he's playing against.
This is definitely a troll. He could have sent an hallucination. He chose to send his Warp Prism to tell MC, I'm too far ahead. Just leave. Just
get
stay
out the
down.
game.
Stay down. You cannot win anything.
Wow. What a game. What a series so far.
Oh, MC's gonna elevator outside, but there is a pylon ready to spot this. And MC saw it. So he's gonna do this out of the range. He has to be careful. This could backfire. If herO gets into the main of MC with the sentries, he's actually gonna be locked out.
Oh,
MC.
That would be crazy. But he keeps a good eye on it with the Observer. But you're
could
right.
actually then recall inside of his main, but then...
Oh, he sends the Hallucinated Phoenix. If he looks to the left, he knows that he's in a bit of a bad spot. He has to get out. He has to force field and get out right now. Okay.
Blink away with everything, I think so. He's force fielding a little bit, but here right now, he's in a golden position. He's getting 3rd Immortal. He has +1 on the way. This should finish before this attack hits. And MC, this is all in, man.
There's no way he can sit back and take an expansion, right? Absolutely no way. He's going to have one Colossus out with this.
herO's trying to pick up the reinforcements, possibly the Warp Prism. He's going to be able to get it.
Oh, he does.
Oh, but at what cost? He loses a lot of Stalkers.
Oh, he did lose a lot of Stalkers there. And now the army supply is in favor of MC. If there was ever a time for him to go, it's right now. It is absolutely right now.
He's going back.
But he has to defend against the Stellars, the Stalkers even. I think that maybe just going and not... It
Pull
doesn't
the probes,
matter.
man. Go for it. This is now or never.
Just go, MC. Army supplies. Now herO is going to catch up because he has the income advantage here. He has a massive income advantage.
herO is going to start getting very, very far ahead in army. Right now, the army supply is still very even. keep in mind with this one Colossus and those 3 Immortals, MC still has a shot at winning, but herO, by the time MC reaches herO's base, look at the army supply. We are going to have to keep an eye on it, because this is going to be the most important piece of information.
The thing is, though, is that, interestingly enough...
Oh, there's an Immortal behind.
All right,
trying and defending against those Stalkers.
Immortal left. Okay, so the Mothership Core is not with MC's army, whereas the Mothership Core for herO has full energy.
Yeah.
Double time up with the Colossus that does not have range.
The ramp.
This is going to be scary. He's has to blitz forward, picks up one of the Stalkers. Okay.
Oh, he's setting up a concave. This is
great concave. There it is. There's the time warp. That's really going to limit it. That Colossus now will end up falling very quickly. He focuses it down. A herO with a big supply lead, a big advantage in this army, and he absolutely crushes everything that MC has, with Immortals coming in from either side as well. MC is going to go down. herO takes it. GG, well played. And herO takes the back-to-back Intel Extreme Masters trophy. He's the hero of the finals. He's the hero of Sao Paulo, the hero of the Intel Extreme Masters. What a performance here from herO as he makes it happen. Listen to that crowd. What an amazing set of games. MC greeted, takes second place, both of these players, and there we go. The Intel Extreme Masters cartwheel from herO.
For the second time, maybe a third time in Katowice, possibly.
Maybe, Todd. What a performance by this man right here. Back-to-back Intel Extreme Masters Championships. Such an impressive feat here. Unprecedented. You very rarely see double back-to-backs, and in the way that he executed it, only dropping 1 map in the final bracket. I can hardly breathe.
This guy is an absolute monster, man. And he knew he had won. Even when he sent the War Prism in, he knew there was almost nothing that could beat him. He scouts for everything. He makes PvP look like you always have the information just with the way he plays, which is so interesting, because usually you don't have much information. You need to walk towards it, and he works so hard. This guy is so smart. I have to say, seriously, this guy might be the best mirror player in the world in PvP, at least. This was ridiculous.
It's crazy to watch. He beat San 2-4, 4-2 even in Singapore, a player that is pretty good at PvP himself, and now taking out MC 4-1. Who in PvP can stop this guy? But guys, we are done here at the Caster's Desk. A huge thanks for joining us here. We're going to send it over now to the stage.
Our thanks to our Brazilian casters for a week-long's worth of work on both League of Legends and StarCraft 2, and also all of the StarCraft 2 commentators as well. Thank you to those guys in very tricky conditions here. It's time now to present the checks for the runners-up and the winners, and of course the trophy to crown the champion for Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo. And to help us do that, please welcome to the stage Mr. Michał Blischardt, Director of Pro Gaming at ESL, and the Global Marketing Manager for Intel, Mr. Brent McRae. Our runner-up is a man who is no stranger to finals. This was his 7th runner-up, in fact his 8th runner-up position, and the 2nd time at the Intel Extreme Masters he's finished as the runner-up in his 3rd final. He fell at the final stage, but I know you're going to give him some noise. Please welcome the Boss Toss, MC! MC is your official runner-up for the Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo. And to the champion, a man who dominated in Singapore a few months back at his first attempt at the Intel Extreme Masters. He makes history as the first ever back-to-back champion in StarCraft 2 Intel Extreme Masters history. Your champion for Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo, CJ enters herO! And to present the trophy and to crown your champion for Sao Paulo is herO! And ladies and gentlemen, as herO enjoys his second consecutive Intel Extreme Masters, it's time to say goodbye from Sao Paulo for 2014. Thank you so much to all of the people that turned up here. The crowd have been fantastic. And to all of you that tuned in at home, thank you for tuning in to the Intel Extreme Masters. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time, live and exclusive from Cologne. Until then, it's goodbye from Sao Paulo.